What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really let, hello, casting wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Murder was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped here everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you have my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Okay, I'm coming. Hold on. It seems like it just goes so fast. Before I know it, I'm hearing Jesus Christ Superstar. My God. Lord. Lord. Like in no time, I'm hearing Jesus Christ Superstar. All right. Lights, camera, action. What's going on, people? What is going on? What is going on today? It was cold today, y'all. It was cold. Hey, Lamone. Let me say hey to y'all as y'all come in. Lamone, what's going on? Lemon Kush Pepper, what's up? Stig's girlfriend, Jay. Tanya, hey, boo. Tracy W, Budgets Waits. All my people coming up in. Y'all come on in, hit the like button and all of that good stuff and all of those situations and stuff. Listen, I know I owe y'all a politics of it all. And I'm going to give y'all a politics of it all at some point this week. We really got some stuff that we really need to unpack with regard to politics. So I'm going to give y'all politics of it all this week at some point. Definitely want to okay, let me know, Tanya, because we'll get on the good foot. We're getting that, because I'm gonna need that to make it through the holiday, God. Listen, y'all make sure y'all go and support Lazy Boy Snacks. You can find them over on Instagram. Tanya, and her daughter, they will hook you up like they be hooking me up. Listen, you're not gonna find nothing better. Lazy Boy Snacks. You are not gonna find nobody that does you better than them. Okay, Lazy Boy Snacks. Shout out to Lazy Boy Snacks. Listen, y'all. It's been a heck of a day already. Oh, so hey Tracy. See, I got both Doublemint twins here. Listen, I've had a long day, y'all. A very long day already. But we gonna do what we got to do. We gonna make it happen. So, programming note. I think I'm supposed to have another interview tonight at 8. So if you see me on tonight at 8, that's because I have another interview for real life and philanthropy. So I just want to bring y'all up to speed. So we're working on updates to the channel. We're working on bringing y'all doing better, bringing y'all better quality in 2024. We trying to upgrade some things. Hey Xavier on the channel. So we did go out. I just got this a few minutes ago. It just came. So we did go out and get a new um webcam. Hopefully this works. A new AI powered 4K webcam. Hey Montrez, so it just literally came about 15 minutes ago. So I didn't even have a chance to set it up. And I'm still missing some of my cables for it. So I'm gonna set that up tonight. Yesterday we received this, which I haven't even opened this yet. Hold on. We'll do an unboxing right now. I got a new microphone that came. So we're gonna unbox this right now. I hate the stupid little tabs that they put. I ain't got no nail. I cut my nails, so I ain't got no nails. Y'all know my nails. They'll be back. Don't worry. Um. Oh God, I can't get this. Oh, I know I got a knife somewhere around here. Dear God, this shit won't open. Hold on. Let me get that little knife. I know I got it. So I didn't put that back in the kitchen. So, oh, there it is. I knew I didn't put it back in the kitchen. So it's right here. Okay. Um, 'Cause I just used it to open the damn. Um, I just used it to open the damn webcam. So I knew it was still right there. All right. So we got the new webcam. Yeah, this came yesterday. I didn't even open it yesterday. New microphone. So I got to set this up. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay, there you go. All right, the official unboxing of our Shure camera. So I don't want y'all to think that your contributions to the channel are not used to help spruce up the place. Remember, I did get a new laptop that with your help. Okay. Oh, this just branding. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hey, Diamond Pro Jim. Oh. Oh. So we'll be talking into this. Oh. Wait. Is this the right one? I'm supposed to have. Oh, I think that's what I'm waiting for, the cable. Oh boy. Anyway, camera. So we'll wait for all of the arm and the cable and all of that stuff to come in. Cause yeah. Anyway. So we trying to spruce up the place, y'all. We're trying to do the right thing. Make sure, we get the I know, right? We trying to get fancy. Now, I ain't saying it's gonna all be set up by this week. Our goal is by 2024. Give me some time to get everything set up, and we'll go from there. All right. So, yeah, we fancy. Well, we ain't fancy yet. We trying to be fancy. So there's that. Um, so we try to get everything set up, situated. I still got the microphone arm thing that will hold the microphone. Hey Harold, I got that's coming later this week. We trying to, fix up everything. I'm in a good mood. Um, Listen, I woke up and was having severe back spasms this morning, so much so I had to go to the doctor. I had to go to like the doctor. They gave me a shot of Turidol because it was that I couldn't even move. I woke up, couldn't even move this morning, could not move. And they gave me some Turidol, and then they gave me some muscle relaxers. So I'm feeling good. If you never had a shot of Turidol, listen, it puts you in a good feeling. Gives you a good feeling. Mm. So, nevertheless, we're here. So, what's going on, y'all? Listen, I'm feeling better now that they done gave me that shot, and I also have they gave me a prescription of some they gave me a prescription for some painkillers. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I'm here for it. So they gave me the good stuff. I know what happened. I had the flu over Thanksgiving. Some of y'all don't even know. I was sick as a dog. I had to go to the hospital. I had 103 during Thanksgiving. I didn't even have a Thanksgiving. I was supposed to go to Tanya house, and I never even made it to Tanya. I was as sick as a dog. I got up to 103 and it would not go down, so I ended up going to the hospital. And so, but that was like a couple weeks ago. So most of the symptoms have gone. But if you all notice on camera, I've been even now, but still having a cough and sometimes sneezing fits. So, um, yesterday, not last night, yesterday, I was watching football, and during the middle, again, I know it was during the 1 o'clock games. I had like a coughing and sneezing fit. I couldn't stop coughing, and so I sneezed one time, and I felt something in my back, and I didn't think nothing of it. Child, later the night got the worse it got. I couldn't even buy it. By the time I got up this morning, I couldn't even move. Could not move. I had to literally like roll out of bed. And even rolling out of bed was like, oh my God. So I called my doctor. Can I come in? I need you right now. I'm about to die. She was like, okay. So they gave me a X-ray, MRI, and I'm good. They said it's just a pulled muscle and a mild muscle and a mild contusion. One muscle is pulled, one has a mild contusion. So they gave me the shot of Toradol and muscle relaxers and painkillers. There you go. I have a bad back anyway, child. When it done been broke so many times, and so it hurt. And so like this morning, it hurt if I coughed. It hurt if I laughed. It didn't hurt to breathe. That's how I knew it wasn't a broken rib. But it hurt to cough. It hurt to laugh. It hurt to move certain ways. I'm not looking forward to this shot wearing off. Don't worry, I got my painkillers um and I got some muscle react relaxers, so I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going home for Christmas. Tanya, I already know full well I'm not going home for Christmas at all. So Anyway, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. We here. Let's talk about some things. Um, see what the dossier is given today. See what the dossier is giving today. Y'all see, I was running so behind on stuff. I ain't even get to do my thumbnail right. I ain't put no faces on the thumbnail. It is a symptom of being geriatric. It is. You better hope you get this age and still feel as good as I do, Xavier. Ooh. But Xavier, I've had a bad back since high school. So I was one of those kids when I grew up. You know how you go take the scoliosis test and they tell you to bend over and you just go, and then every now and again they say, tell one person, yeah, just step to the side. Just wait right there. I was one of those, just wait right there to the side. I was like, and when you a kid, all your friends, ooh, what's wrong with you? And yeah, it was a whole mess. So I've had a bad back as going back to childhood. So that's not with me being geriatric. I've always had a bad back. These things happen. So we're here. So you know what? Let's just start right in Final Jeopardy. We're not gonna even hold y'all. We're gonna just start skip Jeopardy and double Jeopardy. We skip it right on round to Final Jeopardy. Okay. So um Jonathan Majors, they had closing arguments on Friday for his domestic violence trial. Well, they've come down with a verdict in the Jonathan Majors trial. Um, Manhattan did. Let me read this. This is coming from TMZ. Um, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg tells TMZ, quote, at the Manhattan DA's office, we are committed to. Oh, no, I want to get right down. Let me get to this part. Jonathan Majors was found guilty in his criminal trial after a jury decided the actor's fate following 3 days of deliberation. The verdict came down today in New York City, and the actor was found guilty on one count of reckless assault in the third degree and guilty of harassment. He'd initially been slapped with 8 charges, all pertaining to alleged assault and harassment. But before things kicked off, the DA's office dropped 4 of them in an effort to consolidate their complaint. So he had 4 charges. He was charged with 2 and acquitted on 2. Outside the courtroom, District Attorney Alvin Bragg said at the Manhattan DA's office, we are committed to centering survivors in all our work. The evidence presented throughout the trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional abuse and escalating patterns of coercion, far too common across the many intimate partner violence cases we see each and every day. Today, a jury determined that pattern of abuse and coercion culminated with Mr. Majors assaulting and harassing his girlfriend. We thank the jury for its service and the survivor for being bravely telling her story despite having to relive her trauma on the stand. End of quote. In another statement, Jonathan Majors' attorney said, "Hey, Sharice, Jonathan Majors' attorney said, quote, it is clear that the jury did not believe Grace Jabari's story of what happened in the SUV because they found that Mr. Majors did not intentionally cause any harm to her. We are grateful for that. We are disappointed, however, that despite not believing Ms. Jabari, the jury nevertheless found that Mr. Majors was somehow reckless while she was attacking him. Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, his friends, and his fans for their love and support during these harrowing 8 months. Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. Um, so, from what I am gathering from sources that I have seen that have much higher um, minds in terms of jurisprudence than I do with regard to the legalities of all of this, reckless assault in the third degree means that this was not intentional. That means that there was not an intentional assault. It could be a situation where, I'm just using this as an example. Just as an example, me and you get in the back and forth, and you try to do something to me, and I just lift my hand, and in my lifting my hand, it causes you to, fall back, and you hit your head against the wall and crack your skull. Now, that is, if I'm not mistaken, what they're saying reckless assault means, meaning that this was not intentional. it, you can almost, hey Stiggs girl, it could almost be deemed as accidental, but they don't want to call it accidental because somebody has to be um adjudicated guilty if this person, harmed themselves. So it's kind of like that, as well as harassment. Now, for those members in the chat, I did give you all the link, the members only chat. If you want to come up, you can come up. Any member that wants to come up to speak on this. Let me say this. I'm really going to be watching real closely to see before, because y'all know I'm going to travel down the road about y'all continuing to get with these white women, and give me. I'm gonna have to piece that together. But let me say this. Um, I'm really curious to see how Hollywood handles this, because we have any number of cases of white men doing some horrible and horrific things, and nothing. I can give you one example. Charlie Sheen. There is no shortage of cases where Charlie Sheen has done horrific things to women. Never canceled. Didn't lose any jobs. Still out in Hollywood. Even though, I mean, there are a lot of cases. I could give you case after case after case after case. Now, you got big, strapping, burly black man, petite little white woman, blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman over here. Y'all knew how this was going to end. I don't care if he didn't do any. I don't care if he literally sat on the ground and allowed this woman to beat him to a pulp. There was going to be some kind of way that, just in my mind, the way I just think in my mind, that they was going to put him down for something. Hell, they could have had a situation where he was sitting down on the ground while she was beating him down, and she broke a nail that caused her to bleed, and then now he's charged with reckless aggression because she broke her nail trying to beat him down. And but you're this big burly black man, and because you that big and strapping and strong, and me hitting you caused you to caused me to hurt myself. Like, I felt like regardless as to what, he was gonna face something. So many of these white actors and actors are out here, don't get a slap on the wrist, don't even really get negative press. They don't lose no contracts, they don't lose no movie, no movies, no shows, no nothing. Why I keep saying strapping Texas toy? You know why I'm saying strapping Texas toy. Don't act like you don't know. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Lamone. Marvel and Disney have no problems. I'm just looking and seeing how Hollywood is going to react. I'm going to see how many movies, how many um TV shows and movies and all of that they're going to continue to do. Now, Xavier, they may not fire him. What they can do is write him out. You could be written out of the script very easily. You ain't got to be fired, but you could be written out of the script. Just a mess. But now I wonder, and I don't know if I checked, didn't the woman get some charges on her, and was she found guilty of anything? Um yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything about I thought she had faced some charges. Um and that, but it look, I don't see anything about her, any charges or anything like that. Her charges got dropped. Okay, thank you, Xavier. So we see the play here. We see what's going on here. We're not new to this. We're true to this. We've been seeing this for a long time now. Okay, a long time now. Please be clear. They got the script. They know what to do. So I'm not absolving Jonathan Majors for anything that he may have done. I don't know. But what I'm saying is let's keep the same energy. Because you notice that they like to write new rules when it involves us. Before when it involved a whole bunch of white people, oh no, they allowed them to keep their job, but magically it's a black person. Oh, this is so awful, such an atrocity. Oh, this is so bad. We have to make sure that we don't allow him on our movie screens, on the silver screen and in the box office, because it sends a bad message. Mind you, y'all have been sending bad and wrong messages for decades now. But magically, when it's the black person, we have to right the wrong until it's another white person. And then you said, oh, but we haven't done that before. They just always make rules just for us and no one else. I'm just saying. Anybody want to come up and discuss this? Come now. Speak now, forever hold it, because I'm about to go on to another story. But I just wanted y'all to know that. Um yeah, yeah. I think where the reckless aggression came from was probably the way he shoved her back in that damn SUV. I think that's where he did shove her back in that SUV, like, get your ass in there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where, but in terms of intentional domestic violence, they didn't find him guilty on that. So I'm just saying. Anybody got anything? Excuse me. Before we move forward, they also gave me something for this cough. Should probably take one of those. This cough just won't go away. They did give me something for that. They just love having me drugged up. All right. Love having me drugged up. I'm gonna take one of these. At least it's a gel cap. Oh boy. All right. All right. So, oh, I forgot to upload this. So last night, while I'm gonna upload this while I'm talking to y'all. So while I was last night while I was watching Sunday night football, like everybody else, trying not to move because my back had started to really hurt. And I was trying not to move. But I was watching Sunday night football. I did not see this. Last night the Baltimore Ravens played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um And Justin Matabike, who's a defensive lineman for Baltimore Ravens, he got a sack. And I believe he's either close to breaking one of the NFL records or broke it last night, but they spoke at length about him. The commentators spoke about him having 11 straight games with at least a half a sack with his strip takedown of Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Now that sounds as mundane as it can get. It sounds like nothing to see here. But this is what came up. Somebody has been fired down to the NBC. Oh, I should let you know. Somebody got fired, okay? Because this is what came up on television. I just want y'all to read that for me, okay? I'm gonna let y'all read that. I'm gonna just let y'all read that. See if y'all can figure out why somebody got fired. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let y'all read that. It's gonna take some people, some people kind of slow. It take them a little minute. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all got it? Y'all good? So somebody lost their job. Somebody lost their job. Budget's waste. They gave me a Z-Pack, said this should take care of it. My doctor. She was like, take the Z-Pack and stop playing. So, but yeah. Somebody lost their job. Did everybody see what I saw? Or do I need to put it back up? Does everybody see why this person had to lose their job? I'm gonna put it up again. Maybe somebody missed it. Because somebody is out there looking like El Teddy. I have no idea why they um because it says underneath Justin Matabike's name, 11th straight game with at least 0.5 ball sacks. Let me say that again. 11 straight games with at least 0.5 ball sacks. So he tied for the longest single season streak in history. 0.5 ball sacks. So somebody had to lose their job. I don't know who's responsible. I don't know who lost their job. I don't know their whereabouts. All I know is somebody is no longer employed down to the NBC because they putting ball sacks on people's television screens. Chandler Jones, as the world turns, is back in the news and has more issues with the police. Now, if we have chronicled Chandler Jones and all of his issues for some months now, we talked about where he had these cryptic messages where we couldn't figure out what he was saying, where he just seemed out of sorts and out of pocket. Then the Raiders told him, "Don't come back. Don't come back to the facility. We ain't got time to deal with you and your fuck shit." Then the police came to his house and the police he got arrested and everything. Then he got out of jail and he was talking about getting arrested, only for him to be butt naked. And at first on the Instagram post, or I think it was Instagram or TikTok, he was walking around and you could only see, him from the chest up, but he messed around and walked in front of his mirror, and in the mirror reflection, you could see that he was butt naked and you got meat dangling all over the place. Yeah, congratulations, fam. You did win the Celebration Bowl. They sure did win the Celebration Bowl on Saturday. Sure did. Let's go, Rattlers. Sure did. Listen, my timeline has been filled with nothing but FAMU for the last 48 hours. Well, he's in the news again. He was recently involved in another situation with the police. Um, it happened while he was back in Arizona. Y'all know he has houses in Arizona as well as in Las Vegas. Um, he posted to his Instagram this morning that several cops from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office pulled up to his residence um, looking to speak with him. In the footage, you can see him exchange words with the officers before one of them told him, quote, "Mr. Jones, we've got to talk about why we're here now." End quote. Suddenly, the camera falls and Chandler Jones can be heard screaming, "Wait, wait, no!" Just screaming. You can hear in the clip officers trying to explain to him that they're there to help before the video cuts out. It's unclear when the footage was captured and what officers were there for. Um, it's hardly, and it goes on to talk about this not his first incident um, with the cops. He then put a second video up of this morning that he shared on his Instagram, and in that video, cops were also apparently at his home in Arizona, but this wasn't during the same time. Um, and the cops, when they were there at that time, wanted to talk with him then about a fire he had seemingly made in his backyard. Hey, D, what's going on? So, sir, but y'all know this is Chandler Jones. He's the younger brother of John Bones Jones of MMA, from the MMA and UFC. Chandler Jones being a I believe he was he a linebacker? He was a linebacker for the Las Vegas Raiders. Listen, sir, you need to find yourself away from law enforcement. You got too many. Somebody needs to go and get him some help. Take the phone away from him. Take all his toys away from him. Somebody need to go sit him down and have him committed involuntarily. Now, this is like the eighth or ninth time we have said that somebody needs to go have him committed involuntarily. Nobody's listening. Oh, so Jason, who's our resident of Arizona here, tells us that in Arizona they do have no burn days because of the air quality. And so that police will pull up to your house and say, bruh, you can't be pulling making fires in your backyard. I don't care how much money you got. Makes sense. That's why I say it's always the police fault and never his fault. Now, y'all know we're not friends of the police around here. Y'all know we are not here to absolve the police of any wrongdoing. But, sir, you keep running into situations with the police. These people ain't bothering you. You probably are bothering them. A mess. A mess. Anyway, we'll keep you posted if something comes out of that. Speaking of athletes doing things, and why are we here talking about this athlete? Anthony Edwards is in the news giving us information that we don't care about. He released a whole bunch of messages between him and his baby mama. Let me read this to you. This is according to TMZ Sports. Anthony Edwards is breaking his silence after a woman claimed he told her to get an abortion, saying his comments were made, quote, in the heat of a moment, end quote, and do not reflect his beliefs. The 22-year-old Minnesota Timberwolves star was put on blast in a series of social media posts this weekend with the user page Jordan, who has more than 1 million followers, sharing a recent text conversation that she says lays out Anthony Edwards' wishes to terminate her pregnancy. The woman also shared a screenshot of a $100,000 wire transfer appearing to be from the former number one overall pick after providing proof of the procedure. Edwards seemingly owned up to it all on Monday, releasing a statement on the matter saying, quote, I made comments in the heat of a moment that are not me and that are not aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man. All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decision about their bodies and what is best for them. I am handling my personal matters privately and will not be commenting on them any further at this time. Here's the deal, ma'am. First of all, let me talk to you, Anthony Edwards. Nobody schooled you on if you want to get with some Insta thought, some skank, some sports groupies, go to her social media. If this hooker got 1 million plus followers, this is not gonna go well for you. She got over 1 million followers. She ain't in it because she like you like that. Bruh, she's here for the payday, the come up. You were the cash cow. You couldn't do a 3-second internet search of her to see who this woman was. You was in the DMs. Bad mistake on your end. And then you have the audacity to roll up in there raw dogging it. Roll up in there raw dogging it, thinking that you magically wasn't going to, hit a home run, thinking that you magically wasn't going to shoot the ball in the hoop. Yes, she got pregnant. These things happen when you stick your schlong into her box. You needed to make better decisions. Okay. Now, on her end, ma'am, where's the issue? If you had that big of an issue, you should have said, I don't want to get an abortion. And it's no amount of money that you could pay me to get an abortion. And left it at that. Because if that's the cash cow, $100,000 probably pales in comparison to what you might have gotten had you gone ahead and had that child. Because you look like a gold digging ass hussy. That's what you look like. Now you might have needed you a quick little, 100 stacks. The man sent the wire transfer. I'm sorry, you went and got the abortion, sent the evidence. The man sent the wire transfer, and there's nothing to be said. Why are we talking about this? Why is it a thing? This was a business transaction. Y'all did business. You held up your end of the game. He held up his end of the game, and we just need to move on. Ma'am, let me ask you a question. How am I not to deem you a gold digging ass hussy if you around here laying it low and spreading it wide? You ain't on birth control. You ain't on nothing. You raw dogging it and knowing you ain't on birth control. If you go into the situation knowing you ain't on birth control, why wouldn't you tell him, hey, stick a condom on this? But you out here getting your best sexy red on. Let me remind you, sexy red says she is raw dog queen. You getting your whole sexy red on, and you thinking that you ain't gonna get pregnant. I tend to think that you wanted to get pregnant. Exactly. This buyer's remorse. Right. Listen, Tracy, this skank got $100,000 to not have a child. You got men over here down to the Atlanta streets, probably down at East Point, College Park, Riverdale, somewhere down there, the southern part of Atlanta. where all you got to do is touch your ankles and take it up the booty shoot, up the booty shoot, take it up the booty shoot, take it up the booty shoot, and you can get 100K. Listen, why am I here on camera when I could be somewhere touching my toes, making six figures? I am clearly in the wrong game. If I want a side hustle, $100,000 side hustle goes a long way. Okay, because that's a side hustle. No, Xavier, I ain't gonna even make that the main profession. That's the side hustle. Baby, listen, when I get off clock out of work, because my job does pay me quite handsomely. I ain't giving them up that easy. They pay me quite handsomely, and I get the health benefits. So you stay at your regular job for the health benefits. That's why you stay at the regular job for your health benefits. Let's be clear. So just saying. So soon as I clock out, baby, I'll be right in the shower, scrubbing, making sure everything is good, making sure my box is good, and bringing it all the way down to wherever I need to go and be ready, lubed up and ready to go. Soon as you come in, soon as I walk in the door, pants are coming down. I ain't even come with no drawers on. I came just some basketball shorts or some sweatpants and a wife beater and some J's on and a good hat. We roll up in there. All I gotta do is pull my sweatpants down, bend over, and there you go. $100,000. I be done had me a couple of shots. On the way in the door, you bring a bottle of alcohol on the way in the door because you take you a couple of shots. Maybe you have for those people who like to do poppers. I ain't into the poppers, but you got some people who like to do poppers. Have your poppers with you. Be ready to go, baby. That's an easy 100K. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, people out here giving out stuff for free. And I ain't talking about no ugly people. I'm talking about fine ass people. I can go up my jack right now and find some fine ass people right now that's giving it up for free. I'm just saying, even on rentman.com, they ain't charging you that much. You can go, you get you somebody on rentman.com for a couple $100. Anyway, but she's a gold digging ass hussy. I don't know what else y'all want from me. The woman is a gold digging ass hussy. Unfortunately, y'all, we let me apologize to y'all now. Can I apologize now? I want to apologize to you all right now because we have two stories. Hey, cross country cruiser. We have two stories involving a proverbial hashtag ABC. Oh yes, Blueface is in two stories that we have today. God of mercy, God of love. So, according to the T, the M, and the Z, why is this young man still in the news? Lord, help us, please, God, just get us. Ugh. According to TMZ, Blueface threw a female fan off the stage. I'm just saying. Yeah, put some hashtag ABCs in the chat. Just put some hashtag ABCs in the chat. A concert for Blueface and Jaden Alexis almost turned into an MMA match, tossing a female fan off the stage after accusing her of throwing something at the performers. The soon-to-be husband and wife were performing. Wait, they're engaged? Oh dear God! Oh dear God! I didn't even know they were engaged. Dear God, help us! I just came. A bitch just came. The soon-to-be husband and wife were performing in Utah over the weekend when a piece of ice allegedly whizzed past Jaden. Blueface singled out the female fan he thought was responsible for the ice, pulling her up on stage. Wait, you pulled the girl up on stage? Then Blueface tossed the woman off the stage and toward Jaden, encouraging his fiance to beat the woman up. Oh, this video, I'm not showing this video. I don't have this type of energy. So wait a minute. A piece of ice flew on stage. you assumed it was this girl, pulled this girl on stage, threw her off the stage, and then told your fiance to beat her ass. Girl, what the fuck? Let me keep reading. From there, all hell breaks loose, and Jaden throws several punches on Blueface's orders. Luckily, it didn't appear any connected. The woman managed to escape thanks to security, but fans are calling for Jaden to jump ship from her relationship with Blueface. Don't forget, Blueface is also trying to set up a fight of his own with Soldier Boy, which we'll get to in a second. That's our second story. So, hold on. I just want to see the video for journalistic purposes. I'm watching it. Pull the girl on stage. Well, she looked like Jayden. And the girl said, no, it wasn't me. Blueface, y'all gotta see this mess. I'm sorry. Just a mess. Just cause let me get this set up for y'all. This is a mess. Just a damn mess. Cause I need y'all to see this. Just a damn mess. All right. Let me roll it back. All right, here we go. Watch my nah, you were just working computer. You were just working. It was just working, y'all. Just working. As soon as I try to get this, you say y'all good, y'all don't need to see it. Okay. Good. If y'all don't need to see it, then I ain't gonna worry about it. If y'all don't need to see it, then I ain't gonna worry about it. I was gonna try and show it. But yeah, it's as bad as you probably think. Anyway, moving on. So Blueface and Soldier Boy decided that they was gonna get into an actual physical fight. So Blueface is mad because Soldier Boy didn't show up to the fight. Let me read this. This comes from the Jasmine brand. Um, Blueface and Soldier Boy may not end 2023 with a bang after all. If you don't know, over the weekend, Blueface and Soldier Boy got into an online quarrel, which oddly enough stemmed from a Funny Marco interview. The newly established beef reportedly sparked from an episode of comedic influencer Funny Marco's Open Thoughts, where Blueface was asked if he'd win against fellow rapper Soldier Boy in a versus battle. The 26-year-old replied, "To be honest, I'm a professional performer, so I can beat anybody. I can outperform anybody hit for hit." Funny Marco then challenged the Tatiana lyricist's stance, mentioning Soldier Boy's musical accolades throughout his uber successful decade plus career. Blueface added, "Name three Soldier Boy songs." After Marco listed Crank That, Phenomenon's bops, the California native settled with, "Shout out to fucking Soldier Boy. I fuck with Soldier." Um, After Blueface didn't throw any direct shade at Soldier Boy, Big Draco got wind of his comments and didn't necessarily like the idea of someone claiming they could win against him in any form. Soldier said on Instagram Live, quote, "You gonna perform Bust Down Tatiana 5 times in a row. Cut it out, nigga. I got songs with 50 Cent, all types of shit. Like, bro, do you really know my catalog? Come on, bruh. Gucci bandana with Gucci Man and Shawty Low. Rest in peace, Shawty Low. Nigga, don't make me go in the vault. Nigga, I'll get to pulling out shit with Bow Wow and shit, nigga. Nigga, what? I'll get to pulling out shit with Yo Gotti. Get to pulling out shit with the game. You know how many songs I got, buddy?" The 33-year-old back bragged. He went on to say, "I'll get to pulling out shit with Snoop Dogg. Nigga, I got songs with Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Bow Wow, whoever. Name them. Trey Songz, Omarion, nigga, everybody." I don't think we care. And furthermore, I don't think we even wanted to see a fight between um The Walking Dead and Human Fecal Matter. Like, who's going to win? Skeletor? The Walking Dead? Soldier Boy? Or Human Fecal Matter? I don't know. I don't care. It. Why are we here? I can't. I don't have the brain capacity. Move on. Like, it took everything in me just to get through that article. Moving on. Fantasia is in the news. God of mercy, God of love. Because I can't do no more. I can't do no more. Like, the way my brain cells have, you know, drifted, and started oozing out of my ears. God. Fantasia is putting Airbnb on blast. So she says that, well, let me read this. An Airbnb host accused Fantasia of throwing a party and asked her and her family to vacate the rental property at midnight. Fantasia took to X to voice her concerns over the dispute, which occurred on Saturday, December 16th. She tweeted, quote, "I don't say much when people do me wrong, but I can't stay quiet on how my family and I were just treated from a host with Airbnb, trying to kick my kids and I out at 12 o'clock midnight." End quote. She detailed how they remained within the occupancy limits listed for the Airbnb and included, "They never said we weren't allowed to have any company over." This is all while her 12-year-old son, Dallas Xavier, and friends were there to enjoy their night. Fantasia also explained that there were obviously other parties that had taken place there. There were weights and balloon ribbons left in the garage from a previous party at the house. Fantasia believes this was an instance of racial profiling and said the treatment we received was due to the color of our skin. All she wanted was for her son and friends to have a good night, especially after she has been away traveling for 35 plus days promoting her upcoming movie, The Color Purple. Airbnb responded with a generic response regarding discrimination. Quote, "Hi, Fantasia. Airbnb does not condone discrimination in any way. You can view our non discrimination policy here." And they included the link. "Please send us a DM with the email address connected to your booking so our team can follow up. Thank you." End of quote. Listen, I used to be an avid Airbnb user, but in the last, especially post pandemic, Airbnb been out of order. Like, a lot of hosts for Airbnb been real crazy with their demands. Like, you have situations where people have cameras everywhere, like in places where they know people will be undressing. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have cameras in your house, natural, if you're renting it out. But I know people who have cameras in bathrooms at the house. You see what I'm saying? There are people who have policies that said that they could just run up in on you at any time for any reason whatsoever. So you could be in the middle of doing something at the house, or you could be in the middle of your stay at the Airbnb, and they just roll up on you like they have they have, some of them have demands where, oh, you got to clean up everything, and you got to have a certain amount of cleaning up that you got to do, or they're going to charge you $200+. It's like a lot of excessive demands. And so I've been shying away from Airbnbs lately, and just going back to going to a hotel, because at least for a hotel, I ain't got ain't no cameras in my room at the hotel. I usually get me a suite. These people gonna come in and clean up every day. I ain't got to be bothered. If I want to have 1,300 people in my hotel room with me, that's between me and the bill that I pay to the hotel. They don't care how many people I have in there. They don't care what I do in there, as long as I ain't doing nothing illegal. And they won't know that because my door gonna be closed or do not disturb if I am doing something illegal. And you don't have all those issues. When I go to the hotel, baby, I tell them at the front desk when I check in, hey, make sure they clean my room every day. And that's it. So it's I personally now avoid Airbnbs because it's just too many rules. And and then the other thing with Airbnb is, not that I have a problem with my money, because I have money, but Airbnb, you pay right there. Like when you order the room, they take your money right there. Like when you place, like say if I said I want to get an Airbnb for this summer, Airbnb, when I book that room, they looking for me to have my money right there. Whereas when I go to the hotel, all they want me to do is put a card down, and I don't have to pay until I get there. I stayed in an Airbnb with my friends. We went to Dallas last year, and I could not sleep comfortably. Interesting. Jason says we are host of low interest rates brought greedy dummies into the field. In hotels, I'm on vacay. That's why I've never been comfortable with the Airbnb and just stick with hotels. Listen, they be having some real crazy rules. California boasts some of the worst Airbnbs that I have experienced. Interesting. Yeah, at this point, I just go to a good hotel. Me and Hilton, I prefer Hilton chains. That's just me. I prefer Hilton chains. That's my preferred chain of hotels, Hilton. Um, so um yeah. What do y'all prefer? And that's why I stay at places like the Waldorf Astoria. Um, you know, sorry. I'm a Hilton guy. So you'll see me at the Waldorf Astoria, not slumming it up with the regular people. Like, girl, girl. I'll do a double tree. If I'm slumming it up, it's gonna be double tree. That's as far down as I'm going. I ain't going no lower than a double tree. Well, I take that back. I have gone to conferences, and they've had like the Embassy Suites, which is a Hilton chain. The good thing about the Embassy Suites is it is a suite. It is, to me, lower than the double tree, but they do give you the free breakfast in the morning. Now I prefer like the Homewood Suites. Now the Homewood Suites is I love the Homewood Suites. I love the Hilton Garden Inn. Hilton Garden Inn is nice. Homewood Suites is nice. I rarely stay at the actual Hilton itself, you know. But the Waldorf Astoria is my you know hotel of choice because I'm a Hilton guy. Just saying, I am not a pinky out type. I am not bougie. I'm elitist. Really, B is bougie. I'm just elitist. Oh, you like boutique hotels? You ain't into the chains? Okay. Right. At this point in my life, just give me a hotel. I ain't got time for the Airbnb foolishness. I'm just saying. I have never done VRBO. I've heard people have had good experiences with VRBO, but I've never done a VRBO myself. So I don't know. Resorts World in Vegas. I don't think I've stayed. Last time I was in Vegas, I was at the Caesars. Last time I went to Vegas, I was at Caesars. Had a great time. Had a great time. I'm going back to Vegas this summer. Oh, actually, it's not this summer, in April. Jason, I will be in Vegas in April, first weekend of April. Letting you know, Jason, I will be in Vegas first weekend of April. Um, so listen, Fantasia, I'm glad you called them out. I wish you would have named the people themselves. So, Nicki Minaj, as we talked about on Silly Saturday, she was scared that she wasn't going to have the number one record. Well, come to find out, she did end up with the number one record, right? So now that she has the number one record, I believe that's her second number one record, because with that number one record, she broke the tie that she had with Foxy Brown for the most number one albums created by a female rap artist. Um, I'm sorry, that was her third number one album. So according to Billboard, Nicki Minaj scored her third number one album on the Billboard 200 with the release of Pink Friday 2, the long-awaited sequel to her debut album, Pink Friday. It was released on December 8th. Pink Friday was Nicki Minaj's first number one album, released in 2011, followed by Pink Friday Roman Reloaded in 2012. Um, the outlet report, Billboard reported that Pink Friday 2 launched with 228,000 equivalent album units earned or consumed in the U.S. in its first week. The accomplishment marks the biggest debut for an R&B hip hop album by a woman this year. Additionally, this accolade marks the largest week for a female rap album in the 2020s decade. Before the release of Pink Friday 2, Foxy Brown tied with Nicki Minaj for most number one albums. Brown Brown's number one projects included her joint album The Firm, released with Nas, and Cormega and Nature in 1997, and her 1999 album China Doll. So The Firm and China Doll were number one albums for Nicki Minaj. Not Nicki Minaj, Foxy Brown. I've always been a Foxy Brown fan, let's be clear. Y'all's girl Lil Kim is not in the conversation. I'm sorry. Now y'all know I don't really care for Nicki Minaj like that. She alright, but I don't really care for her like that. But I'm an old 90s head, early 2090s. So it was Nicki Minaj, not Nicki Minaj, it was Lil Kim and Foxy. Foxy always had more number one albums than Lil Kim. I'm just telling you now, Lil Kim may, profess to have more hits, but Foxy still had more number one albums than her. I'm just telling you what I know now. The woman is deaf in one ear, had syphilis and all kinds of stuff. But in terms of being a lyricist, who was the best female rapper of the two, I was preferential to Foxy. I'm just saying. But that we could discuss that later. That's another conversation for another day. Anyway. Also, over the weekend, they said that according to Billboard, 14 of the songs off of the Pink Friday 2 album were on this week's Billboard Hot 100. I thought it was syphilis. Was it gonorrhea? It was something or other. I don't know if it was syphilis. It was some STD, STI that went untreated, and then she lost, like, I thought that's how she lost here. I thought it was somebody with Tracy. Feel me? What happened? I thought it was like a STD or STI or something that went untreated, and then she lost hearing in one of her ears or something like that. I don't know. Tracy will correct me if I'm wrong. I expect Tracy to correct me if I'm wrong. So Foxy was the Nikki of the night. That's backwards. You can't say Xavier. That's like saying, oh, Janet was the Beyonce of the 80s and 90s. Like, that's just disrespectful, Xavier. You can't say um you can't say Foxy was the Nikki of the 90s. Wait, what? I'm not doing this with you, Xavier. I'm not doing this with you. But there are 14 songs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 songs from her Pink Friday 2 album that made it in the Billboard Top 100, Hot 100. Number 26, Everybody. Number 34, Needle. Number 42, FTCU. I guess that's Fuck the Club Up. Number 58, Barbie Dangerous. Number 60, Are You Going Already? Number 63, Let Me Calm Down. Number 64, Beep Beep. Number 73, Big Difference. Number 74, Falling for You. Number 80, R&B. Number 82, Pink Friday Girls. Number 87, Cowgirl. Number 89, Pink Birthday. And number 95, Bam Bam. The Barbs are losing their minds. I don't think she got syphilis in the ear. I think the complications of whatever STD or STI she was, oh, it was gonorrhea. Thank you, Tracy. It was gonorrhea. It went untreated for a long time. And because of that, she lost hearing, I believe, in one of her ears. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, the Barbs are losing their minds. Moving on, it was a good weekend for Nicki Minaj. So apparently, there's leaked audio confirming Remy Ma cheated on her husband Papoose, leading to the assault on battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. I think we all kind of figured that Remy Ma was cheating on Papoose, left, right, and sideways. Now, let's be clear. I'm Team Papoose. Papoose is a fine man to me. I don't know why. He does it for me. I don't know why. Just maybe I like him ugly. But I like Papoose. I don't feel like we care enough. I don't feel like we care enough about this story for me to go through the transcripts of what was said in the recording. I think it's good enough for me to say there's recordings tying Remy Ma to the other rapper guy and confirming that she let him bust her down. I'm not doing this with Xavier. Xavier, I thought you was in the Beehive, not you being a Barb too. You got to pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Either you're going to be in the Beehive or you're going to be a Barb. But I need you to pick a struggle. And I do mean a struggle. Because being in the Beehive is a struggle and being a Barb is a struggle. Not put her back in prison after you doing too much. She is doing too much. Remy needs to go before the Lord call to the altar. She do need an altar call. She do. John, you doing too much, Remy, and we don't care enough about you. Where's the music? Where's the music? Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming member of our audience, it's now time for your Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So love the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
So, in our first Sugar Spiky segment, y'all's Supreme Court Associate Justice Clarence Thomas, apparently he allegedly complained about his salary and considered a potential resignation shortly before receiving all of those gifts that he got from those GOP donors and stuff like that. Before he started to get, all of those lavish gifts and trips and houses paid for and all of this money, he was complaining about the salary that he was getting and saying that he was going to resign. Why didn't they just let him resign? Why, God? Let me read this. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas allegedly complained about his salary and considered a potential resignation shortly before receiving several expensive gifts from GOP mega donors. In the latest revelation to come after Thomas faced backlash for the secret trips and gifts he received from mega donors, GOP mega donors like Harlan Crow and the Koch brothers, a new report by ProPublica found that the Scottish justice almost resigned from the court more than 20 years ago. According to ProPublica, Thomas traveled to a Georgia beach resort in 2000 to give a keynote speech for a conservative organization that also paid for his expenses. Thomas reportedly sat next to former GOP House Representative Cliff Stearns, and their conversation led Stearns to believe that Thomas was considering resigning from the position on the Supreme Court. Stearns disclosed that Thomas informed him that, quote, one or more justices will leave soon, end quote, unless Congress took action to increase the salaries of Scottish justices. In response, Stearns promised that he would, quote, look into a bill to raise the salaries of members of the Supreme Court, end quote. Stearns later clarified that his concern was to ensure that Thomas left comfortable and adequately compensated in his role as a conservative justice. He said in an interview his importance as a conservative was paramount. We wanted to make sure he felt comfortable in his job and he was being paid properly. The outlet also noted that Thomas faced several significant expenses in the early 2000s, including the purchase of a high-end RV after borrowing $267,000 from a friend. Thomas's warnings about the need for pay raises gained traction among conservatives and legal circles and ultimately led former Chief Justice William Rehnquist to prioritize judicial pay raises in his year-end report. This is a whole mess. Just a whole mess. What this sounds like is a quid pro quo, if you ask me, because those conservative members of Congress were basically saying, listen, we'll pay you whatever we need to pay you to keep you there, because we need your conservative ass vote. So what you're saying ultimately is you can be paid off, right, Justice Thomas? You're just admitting that you can be paid off. Not that you have any type of judicial integrity about you. I mean, far be it for us to expect that justices on the highest court in the land, wouldn't take bribes or wouldn't be able to be paid off or have some integrity about them. I mean, is that what we're expecting? A mess. In more news of people doing things wrongly, and I'm glad about this. Miss Ruby and her daughter Shay. Now listen, We talked about how on Friday they were the adjudication said that they would receive $148 million in that defamation suit. Well, they're suing Rudy Giuliani again after a federal judge. They're suing him again, asking a federal judge to permanently prohibit him from lying about them. The lawsuit comes as Giuliani has continued to make false statements about their work as absentee ballot counters in the 2020 election. In the new lawsuit, it says, quote, defendant Giuliani continues to spread the very same lies for which he has already been held liable. Defendant Giuliani's statements, coupled with his refusal to agree to refrain from continuing to make such statements, make clear that he intends to persist in his campaign of targeted defamation and harassment. It must stop. End quote. The lawyers for the two ladies added that even since the verdict, Giuliani has indicated he won't stop repeating the false claims about them. At the end of the day of their defamation damages trial against him last week, Giuliani went on TV and told TV cameras outside the courtroom, quote, everything I said about them is true, end quote, and that he had proof that the media should stay tuned too. He's not going to stop. So I don't blame them for suing his ass again. Keep suing him. I don't even care. Good. 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 Wonderful. I hope they give them more money. Pope Francis is in the news because he's saying that the Catholic Church will now approve the blessings of same-sex couples. Let me read this to you. Pope Francis is authorized priest to bless same-sex couples while stressing such blessings should not be part of civil union ceremonies and reiterating the Vatican's position that marriage is between a man and a woman. The Vatican previously opposed alternative blessings for same-sex couples. Its new doctrine reads, quote, indeed, the grace of God works in the lives of those who do not claim to be righteous, but who acknowledge themselves humbly as sinners like everyone else. Therefore, with its untiring wisdom and motherly care, the church welcomes all who approach God with humble hearts, accompanying them with those spiritual aids that enable everyone to understand and realize God's will fully in their existence. End quote. The doctrine specifies the blessings can't include gestures, clothing, or words associated with weddings. So, you can bless the couple, but you can't bless any civil unions or marriages. So your blessings have a limit. So you're saying we can bless you. It's okay for you to be a couple as long as y'all don't want to get married. I don't see how you can have it both ways. I mean, if you're going to be bigoted in your dogma, go ahead with your bigotry and your discrimination. Don't try to mince and parcel words because the numbers are waning in terms of people who are down with the Catholic Church. Please also be clear. We've chronicled this over and over and over how y'all got a lot of nerve, Catholic Church, acting all pious and holier than thou when literally hundreds of priests have been accused and been convicted of sexually violating thousands of young children. Like pedophilia, okay. Gay marriage, civil unions. We don't want no parts of it. Just want to make sure I understand. Mm-hmm. This is our last story of the day. Um, a black cop is alleging that his superior put him in a headlock and was not punished as a string of lawsuits reveal racism in the Pasadena Police Department. I hope so, Tracy. I don't know. So let me read this to you. More black officers from the Pasadena Police Department in California have sued their employer, alleging they have faced discrimination in the workplace. It comes after one of the officers, Tayson Crutchfield, and we talked to y'all about Tayson, Officer Tayson Crutchfield. That was the lady who stopped the officer from assaulting a black boy, only to then be put on leave because she tried to stop the officer from assaulting a black boy, and she ended up being taken off of duty and put on paid leave, and not the man who assaulted this citizen. Yeah, we reported on that story here. It comes after one of the officers, Tayson Crutchfield, Crutchfield recently filed a lawsuit and came forward about her experience. In her filings, Crutchfield claimed she was punished after trying to de escalate a situation involving her colleague in February. After the incident, which was also captured on body camera footage, Crutchfield was ordered by her supervisor to go back to the station. She was placed on paid leave for 6 months, but ultimately was able to return to active duty. However, she claims that speaking up has caused her to be iced out by her colleagues, more specifically when officers failed to acknowledge her request for backup earlier this month. She called for backup and ain't nobody coming. She was responding to an incident with an armed man. She's responding to an incident with an armed man in Los Angeles, or in Pasadena, I should say. She calls for backup. Nobody responds. Her attorney, Brad Gage, says if black police officers are threatened or physically assaulted, what does that mean for members of the community? And quote, he is also representing seasoned officers Jarvis Shelby and Milton White now. The attorney and their family spoke on their behalf because they are still active in the department. Shelby's mother, Jarvis Shelby's mother, whose name is Kim, accused his commanding officer of putting the 6-year veteran in a headlock in August, resulting in him suffering from injuries. She said the job he wanted, she said this was the job he wanted since he was a child, but it has turned on him. Jarvis Shelby's potential career ending injuries from the alleged unjustified incident forced him to be out of a job, and his supervisor was not disciplined. So you put the officer in a headlock for no reason, which caused him to suffer injuries, so much so it ended his career. He's forced out of a job, and no disciplinary action happened to his supervisor, who put him in a headlock. Milton White's wife also spoke out about the department for trying to push out and retaliate against him after he allegedly saw the attack. So Milton White saw the attack, confirmed the attack on Jarvis Shelby, but now they're trying to push him out of the department. This is what we have going on in the police department. Whenever they do things wrong, they protect each other. They circle the wagons. They abide by the thin blue line and say, you better not dare say that he did not wrong. You better not dare admit any wrongdoing by this department, which goes back to what we talk about policing in this country. They often do things wrong, but they will do everything in their power to absolve themselves of that wrongdoing, to protect themselves, to buffer any attacks on that police force. They will lie, they will cheat, they will wrong, they will defraud, they will commit crimes themselves, so long as they don't have to admit any wrongdoing. A mess. The lawyer for all three told news outlets that he expects more officers to come forward with their stories, and lawsuits are forthcoming. Quote, all of the black officers that we're representing have experienced some type of racist comment or racial slur while working in this department. End of quote, the attorney said. He went on to say the city of Pasadena cannot respond in a public debate regarding the claims as they involve personnel matters, which are confidential under California law. With that said, personnel complaints against any Pasadena police officers are investigated thoroughly and fairly, and all personnel throughout our ranks are always held accountable for their actions. I'm sorry, that's a statement from the city of Pasadena, not from the attorney. That's a whole mess. Hey, Quintessential, what's going on, boo? A whole mess going on over there. A whole mess going on over there. That's all we got today. That's the whole dossier today. Listen, y'all. And I even got to my sugar spike segment. I should be back around here at about 8 o'clock for an interview. I still have not watched Housewives of Potomac. I still have not watched Married to Medicine, so I need to do that tonight. If you are so inclined, come back around here around by 8 o'clock. I'll be here interviewing another member of the cast of Real Life and Philanthropy. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. Listen, I'll be over here, y'all, drugged up. Drugged up. Now I got the muscle relaxer, so I'll be over here taking it easy, y'all. Oh yeah, you're in for a treat. Satanist activity of choice for. Oh God, I'm gonna go watch it this afternoon. Try to get that review out for y'all. Listen, that's all I got for y'all. Until tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.